GTA Online is mainly about two things: driving really fast and shooting lots of bad guys. And while a good car will certainly get you to your objective, what you do once you get there comes down entirely to your weapon loadout. Unfortunately, most players don't put much thought into the second aspect of this game. They assume as long as something shoots bullets and isn't a total piece of trash, it'll get the job done. I mean, all you have to do is center your screen on whatever you want to kill and pull the trigger, right? Well, actually, no. The truth of the matter is that weapons in GTA Online have vastly different damage values, rates of fire, recoil patterns, and each gun even has an optimal range after which its damage falls off very significantly. The game doesn't tell you any of this, and you can honestly keep experimenting for ages with random loadouts, but you'll quickly realize that buying and customizing new guns is a very expensive hobby, especially when some of these things can cost over $500,000 a piece. But not to worry, my friends, because I've done all the hard work for you, and in this video I'm about to save you a whole bunch of money and time by telling you which weapons suck and which weapons rock, both for PvP as well as PvE. And let's start things off with the most widely known jack-of-all-trades weapon in the game, the Special Carbine, as well as the Special Carbine Mark II. The OG one is available from rank 1 to all players, and it can easily be equipped with a 100-round drum mag, which turns it into a pseudo machine gun, ideal for heists like Cluck and Bell or No Way Out when you're cash-strapped or are driving around Los Santos on your Batty 801, trying to save up a few $1,000,000 for your Kasaka submarine. But what is it that makes the Special Carbine so good? Is it the damage? Is it the fire rate? Or the tight bullet spread in full auto fire? Actually, it's a combination of all these three things. The Special Carbine is an assault rifle that shoots straight, it shoots really fast, and deals a lot of damage per second. It is excellent for lining up headshots on waves of NPCs, and with its extended magazine, you're very likely to take out an entire group of bad guys before you hit that reload button even once. Next though, we need a good LMG for those medium range engagements where we have loads of enemies trying to swarm us from all directions, and for that job, only one weapon fits the bill: the Combat MG Mark II. This thing is a death dealer once you equip it with that 200-round drum mag, and it also has the lowest time to kill in the machine gun category at just 0.932 seconds, tied with the legendary Gusenberg Sweeper. However, the Gusenberg Sweeper doesn't have the accuracy of the Combat MG Mark II, nor does it have the ability to accept FMJ rounds, which turn the Mark II Combat MG into a vehicle shredder. If you're tired of folks in Kurumas or weaponized Tampas ruining your day in PvP, all you have to do is pull out a Combat MG loaded with full metal jacket ammo and aim for the windshield. Your bullets will pass right through the glass, even if it's ballistic glass, and they'll blow out the brains of whoever is sitting behind the wheel in under a second. Not only that though, but mag dumping into a lightly armored or unarmored car with a Combat MG Mark II in heists and contact missions will turn them into smoldering wrecks within mere seconds when you account for the insane rate of fire that this thing has. With assault rifles and machine guns taken care of, it's now time for some good old-fashioned shotgun action. And for that one, there's no better candidate than the Assault Shotgun, which has attained a near mythical status in GTA 5 Online at this point, thanks to its combination of a high rate of fire as well as loads of ammo capacity. Think about it, once you equip that drum mag, this shotgun holds up to 32 rounds at a time, and it's a magazine-fed weapon, so you can reload in an instant without having to manually load shells by hand into a little tube, and it's fully automatic, and it comes with all kinds of attachments for it, and it shoots 6 pellets per shot, each of which does 32 damage each, bringing the damage per shot to a whopping 192 points. As a result, the DPS numbers for this thing are off the charts, nearly twice as high as the Combat MG Mark II, which itself is a monster when it comes to damage over time. And while your damage does fall off a cliff after just 5 meters, compared to other shotguns which have an optimal range of up to 10 meters, for example, it just really doesn't matter, because as long as you stay within that 5-meter sweet spot with the Assault Shotgun, it's basically a death ray that you can carry in your hands. For my next weapon category, I'm going to be talking about snipers, and you guys already know the winner is going to be the Heavy Sniper Mark II, because once you outfit this rifle with explosive rounds, it turns it into a portable anti-air gun with the way it drops jets and helicopters. A P996 laser will go down in just 2 hits from a Heavy Sniper Mark II, and even the amazing B11 Strike Force, aka the Warthog, won't be able to tank more than 5 explosive rounds from this sniper. And yes, a railgun technically does more damage per shot compared to the Heavy Sniper Mark II with explosive rounds, but the difference isn't big enough to make up for the Heavy Sniper's vastly superior magazine capacity as well as reload speed. You can pop off 8 shots with this before the guy with the railgun gets 3 shots off, and each Heavy Sniper deals 229 damage to players in PvP and 165 damage to players in free mode. By the way, if you're wondering why these numbers are different, that's just how every weapon in GTA Online works. Damage values in death matches and other PvP content like adversary modes are set to the full amount, while in free roam, for example, there's a 28% reduction. So if you want a weapon's free roam damage data, simply multiply its PvP damage by 0.72 and you'll get your damage per shot for free mode. And if you're unable to buy this gun because of rank requirements, requirements, well, I've got a neat little trick that'll help you out. Simply visit this R icon on your map and do the first mission for Dax in the Los Santos Drug Wars questline. This unlocks the Freak Shop, which comes with a free Mark II armory, plus you get to bypass the rank requirements and buy a combat MG and a heavy sniper over here, even if you're on a brand new account. Sounds pretty awesome, right? Alright, let's take a pause from talking about the big guns for a moment, and instead let's focus on pistols. And in this slot, you really only need one weapon, and that's the AP pistol. And there are two things that make it better than literally every other sidearm in the game. First off, it's full auto, which means you can dump a whole lot of lead in a really short amount of time, obviously. And number two, it's accurate, really accurate, even under fully automatic fire. And what this means is that you can slap on a suppressor on this weapon, walk into an enemy hideout, and take out everyone right in front of you without them ever realizing what's going on, because every shot is a headshot, and if you miss with the first one, you'll get them with the second one. It also holds 36 rounds with the extended magazine option and does 25 damage per shot in PvP and 18 damage per shot in free mode. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, those numbers are good, but nothing special. I know SMGs that do a similar amount of damage per shot, might as well use those if I'm on a bike. And that's true, but take this into consideration. The AP pistol fires 615 rounds per minute, which is faster than every single SMG in the game, except for the mini SMG. And it also has a DPS of 256, meaning it has a faster TTK than literally any other SMG in the game as well. The only real alternative that I can think of is the TAC SMG, and that's mainly due to its massive 60 round mag. But if all you care about is ammo capacity and a tiny package, then nothing beats the compact rifle, aka the Cluck and Bell Marabunta Grande Special. It's a Draco, and this little AK can hold up to 100 rounds in a drum mag, and it can be fired from a bike as well, which is a huge plus. It's also very maneuverable in close quarters, so your gun won't randomly clip on door frames or get aimed in the air as you pass by walls, or if you're trying to hold angles inside a room, and it does pretty acceptable damage for what is essentially a 7.62 submachine gun. The DPS is good for something meant to be used in close range, but bad if you're trying to take out enemies far away, of course. So take that into consideration before you jump into PvP with this thing. However, in PvE, it's more than enough for any mission in the game. Next, we've got some seriously heavy weaponry in the form of the homing launcher, which is a cheap and easily accessible anti-aircraft weapon that you can buy at rank 1 from your local ammunition store. It's also very easy to use. You just point it at the thing you want to bring down, wait for the crosshair to turn red, and shoot. Are the missiles fast? No. Do they have the same level of tracking as the homing missiles on the Vigilante or Ruiner 2000? Also no. But if you just want to kill a few NPC buzzards and deal with those annoying perma respawning cars and missions, this is a perfectly fine weapon. Plus, you can free aim it by leading the target with your reticle, and that way you'll get shots off much faster. Another excellent heavy weapon is the minigun, and most people are genuinely surprised when they hear the price. Just $47,000. That's right, you can buy the 6-barreled machine gun that shoots 3,000 bullets a minute for less money than a Honda Civic, and it has a magazine capacity of 9,999 rounds. And it does 1,500 damage per second in PvP and 1,000 DPS in free roam, the highest of any weapon in GTA Online. Doesn't matter if it's a player, an NPC, a car, a jet, a boat, or a Decepticon. If you want something dead, just point the minigun at it and hold the trigger down. Sometimes they die in the blink of an eye, or other times it might take a second or two, but they'll go down eventually. They always go down when faced with a wall of lead coming from the minigun. For pure anti-armor usage though, there's something even better than the minigun, and that's the RPG. It does 3 times the explosive damage of a homing launcher, so anything that takes 9 homing missiles to take down, for example a Duke of Death, it will die in just 3 RPG hits. And its projectiles travel a lot faster than the homing missiles. The only downside is that you have to have some manual aiming skills to use this weapon to its fullest potential, but if you can unlock it, you're basically unbeatable. But if you don't care about precision and just want to create a lot of explosions in a really short amount of time, the grenade launcher is also going to be your go-to choice for that purpose. Its best quality is that it can be fired over and around cover, since this is essentially a handheld mortar. You can reach people who are hiding behind walls. You can even bounce grenades off surfaces to hit enemies who are not in your direct line of sight even, and there's also this neat trick that you can do by hip firing the grenade launcher from cover. If you do that, you don't have to wait 1 second between each shot. Instead, it will ripple off the full load of 10 nades in just about 2 seconds. And with this technique, you can absolutely melt strong enemies like the Juggernaut in just 1 to 2 seconds. Or you can clear out a whole room full of enemies at the same time. And then we have the compact grenade launcher, which is the same thing as the normal grenade launcher, only it's a single shot, and it can also be used one-handed while riding a bike. Now, the railgun is also very much so worth looking at if you're primarily interested in PvE combat, as it's a single shot kill for any NPC helicopter or unarmored car, and you don't need any bunker research for this thing, unlike the explosive rounds for the heavy sniper Mark II. However, it is a single shot weapon, and there is a 1-second delay between each shot as you reload a new slug into the railgun. Then we have the heavy revolver Mark II, which is low on ammo capacity but very high on single shot damage. If you meet someone who's below rank 19, you can literally kill them with one shot to the chest, and even if they're a high rank, all it takes is one round to the head. And that won't be hard either, because as long as your aim is true, the heavy revolver Mark II will hit exactly where you point it. It has exceptional first shot accuracy, plus it absolutely destroys aircraft once you load it up with FMJ rounds, so it really is a cheap and handy way of dealing with flying pests in the game. For this next recommendation, I've got two weapons here. They're a pair of rifles. One of them is the service carbine, which is my favorite assault rifle in the game, mainly because it's based on the M16 and it looks really cool and sounds really good, but also because it's a bit more forgiving in terms of recoil and bloom size compared to the special carbine Mark II. The difference isn't super noticeable, but it's certainly there, and I think the lower rate of fire combined with the higher damage per shot does help it get more headshots over time. Or at least that's how I feel while I use the service carbine. It just feels a little bit more precise and controllable in my hands compared to the special carbine Mark II, and it's free if you find all 5 parts scattered around the map. If you don't like the service carbine or the special carbine Mark II, give the carbine rifle Mark II a try. And lastly, we've got the Marksman rifle, and this one's honestly a bit of a black sheep, I'll be honest. It's an outlier in the sniper class because it's the only sniper rifle in the game where damage doesn't stay consistently all the way up to the max range. Instead, it falls off after 250 meters. However, that still gives it a 200+ meter advantage against assault rifle users, and what the assault rifle and combat MG users can't do is one hit kill you from those ranges because their damage drops off at 47 meters and they can only headshot at 1/3 of your optimal engagement range, which means you can put a red dot on this weapon, load up some AP rounds to punch through helmets, and go absolutely ham with it. Just running and gunning with your semi-auto sniper rifle, scoring headshots on the poor AR and MG users who simply can't keep up with you at range unless they pull out a sniper rifle of their own, and even then you'll have the fire rate and magazine capacity advantage over a heavy sniper user. So the Marksman rifle Mark II is the ultimate DMR in the game, and the only rifle of its kind, to be honest, because let's be real, the precision rifle is a total waste of cash and nobody should ever use it. Instead, get the Marksman rifle, put a scope on it, load up some AP ammo, and watch your enemies drop like flies. Lastly, I think in terms of a general runner-up weapon that everyone needs to own if they run any business is the up and atomizer, which you can buy when it's rotated back in for sale into the gun van for a limited time. That's an essential weapon, which while it could be used for killing enemies, it's just so useful for getting delivery vehicles unstuck when they're lodged between objects or things of the like. And there you have it, guys, my top 15 weapons to use in GTA Online across every single category for 2026. Feel free to make a custom weapon loadout using my recommendations, and let me know if I missed out on any other of your favorite weapons. Do you have any better alternatives to the weapons I listed here? Drop your recommendations in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you found it informative. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this because I release new GTA 5 videos every single day. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.